Tuesdays at 2. It's Melinda here with the Coaches Console. And today's topic is using your console system, your website, when you have multiple companies or multiple target markets, and how do you work that? So we're going to spend the first part of today's training focusing on that particular topic. I'm going to show you some examples and give you some different ideas so that you can be really clear in how you work with that. Or when you shouldn't use your Coaches Console website if you have different companies, different target markets. I'm going to give you a little inside information about all that. And then, as always, in the second half of the training, we'll open it up to just live Q&A. Whatever questions you have, whether it's about today's topic or whatever it is regarding your system or your business, we'll dive into that in the second part, and you'll have just live Q&A time with me. I want to make sure that you keep momentum in your business. So if there's anywhere you're stuck, bring it to that Q&A time, and we'll get you going again. So I want to start with today's topic and talking about different, when you have multiple companies or multiple target markets. Before we dive in how to use the actual website in your console system, you know, sometimes I'm going to give you a couple of scenarios. Like there's one scenario where there's a couple of boot campers. It's actually a husband and wife that are in business together. And the one spouse focuses on has one kind of business, is more about coaching and about a certain type of clientele, while the wife does a little bit of coaching, more consulting, but they have a different focus. So it's almost like it's two separate businesses and they have two separate brands. So that's one scenario. And the question they asked was, can I use the console system? Can we use the console system with these two different companies? So even though they work together, two different companies, two different entities, can we use the console system for that? That's one scenario. Another scenario is maybe you're one person running your business, but you have different niches, different target markets that you serve. And I always like to use Denny. I don't know if Denny's on the call today, but I always like her specific situation, and she's not on the call, so we'll talk about her a whole lot. I'm just kidding. She is a personal trainer and she's a coach, and so she does both of those. Now, ultimately, her target market is the same. The people that she serves is pretty much the same kind of individual, but a lot of them she works with in a personal trainer capacity, while others she works with in a coaching capacity, and some of them she works in both. She does personal training and coaching. So you might have multiple target markets that you work in as well. And so today we're going to look at using your Coaches Console website, and how do you accomplish that? I want to give you some scenarios. And then there's a scenario like with Kate and myself. We're in the same business. We're two coaches, two different people in the same business. So it's the same business, the same brand. We're both doing coaching. We're serving our clients, but we're working with different clients. So I want to give you an idea about all of that. So when you're in your Coaches Console website, there's a couple of ways that you can do this. You can, in fact, let me just open up the website so we can look at the template. Let me click on this link. There we go. So here's our website, right? Now, for some people that are using Coaches Console website, the thing to keep in mind about your Coaches Console website is that it's one brand. When you set up your console system and you set up the branding in your console system, there's one logo, there's one graphic, there's one background color. Now you can have multiple menus and multiple pages, but there's one brand. So with that scenario that I just gave you, the husband and wife, they're in business together, but they really serve two different people in two different ways. They each had their own brand. He had his own business name, his own business logo, his own sets of Pain Island challenges and Pleasure Island results that he worked with people with. And she had her own very different brand, different logo, different set of Pain Island and Pleasure Island. So that's two very distinct websites. So in that particular case, the answer for them is you actually can't use your console system for marketing purposes. You would just use your console system and you would direct all of your clients to a login screen, and then they can use the back end, the private client portal, maybe. So if you have two complete distinct companies and two different brands, then you'll want to set up you could use just a basic WordPress website and set up a separate marketing website and then funnel everybody into your console system just to use the private client website portal. Or you can create what I call an umbrella brand. So this gentleman, he had one brand for his clients, one business name, one logo, and she had a totally different brand. Depending on how similar they may be or may not be, they might be able to create an umbrella brand, and that umbrella brand might be the two of them together working to serve people to get better results, and however they get better results. So they could create an overarching brand that brands the two of them, and they could create a logo like the John and Susie team, just making that up. But they could create that umbrella brand, and then they could brand their Coach's Console website with that overarching brand, and then he would create a menu, and that menu would have his specific brand on that page. So the website wouldn't be branded for him, but a menu and a set of pages would be branded for him. And then the same would be true for her. She could create another menu and different pages in the website that would be branded for her. So that happens from time to time. So I just want to put that scenario out there, that sometimes if you have two very distinct companies, if you want to keep them distinct, then you would each company would need its own console system, and each company would set up the website, their console website, with its each respective brand, with the logo, menus, pages, content information. Or you could create an umbrella brand, if that's possible. Sometimes it is and sometimes it isn't. And then you could use menus to dive people deeper into that. So let me just take a quick check. That's a rare situation. I did just want to cover it first, kind of talk through that, but just type in, does that describe you? Do you have that scenario where you have two different companies, or you're working with somebody, two different companies that you're trying to work with? Just give me a quick yes or no in the webinar box. I just want to see with the folks that we have on live. Yeah, okay, so we do have a couple of people that fits the scenario. Some people it doesn't. Okay, so that gives you an idea. You've got two options. If you have two distinct companies, you need to create two separate websites, not with your Coach's Console system, but go out like a basic WordPress website and create two separate marketing websites for your business, funnel them into your console system so everybody can log in, have two different console systems, run your marketing, so each business would have its own console system, would have its own website, would have its own set of clients and whatnot. So that's a second option. Or you can create that umbrella brand, and you can set up the branding, and you can choose the theme in your console system for that umbrella brand, and then you would create multiple menus and pages for each of the individual companies to set apart. Linda says, I have two different divisions under one corporate entity. Yeah, that's kind of what Kate and I do. We call them divisions. I don't know if this describes your situation, Linda, but Kate and I, under our umbrella brand, we have the coaching division, where she and I are coaches coaching our clients. And then we have the software division, where we have the Coach's Console, where we help startup coaches set up and launch their business with our software, right? So we have two different companies. Now, we have had two different websites and two different brands for that, because they are distinctly different things that we're offering. It's coaching in one hand and a software in another. Now, for our coaching site, let me just share with you what Kate and I did in our coaching. So here's our coaching website, and we've kind of set this up. This is our coaching website, but we've set it up for training purposes as well. So we have the same coaching website. So she and I were two coaches in the same company. It's all about coaching, and so we have the same coaching website. But then you'll see we added a clients only menu, and we added a clients login menu, and we have a meet the team. So there's an opportunity for them to learn more about me or more about Kate. And then really, you wouldn't do this. We did this because we want to show you, we want to demonstrate two different ways you can do this when you have a console system. So here's the clients only option. Let me just click on this menu for a second. So we just created a simple page. If you're a client of Kate Steinbacher, click here. If you're a client of Melinda Cohen, click here. And this link that we created takes, whoever clicks on this link, they are taken to Kate's Coaches Console website, her private client website. For clients of mine, people that click here, they're taken to my Coaches Console website, my private client website. So we have one marketing website, and then we have this ability for our clients to log in to each of our, so we each, Kate has her own Coaches Console system, I have my own Coaches Console system. And our clients access us accordingly. So that's one way that you could do it, is if you have multiple people within your company, you could set it up like this. So we have one marketing website, but we each have our own separate Coaches Console systems, okay? So Linda, I'm not sure specifically about the divisions you have, but that, depending on the divisions and how distinct they are, you may want to have two separate marketing websites and then funnel everybody into one private client portal, or maybe two separate private client portals. Mary says, yes, we do that, but I'd like to phase out one of them. Yeah, so you can create your business plan to focus more on one and kind of back off on the other. Yeah, so there's a good mix. Some people have two different, multiple businesses. Some have, yeah, some do an umbrella brand. Okay, so we have a good mix of everybody. And Diane says, just to be clear, this allows you and Kate to have separate calendars, separate email groups, marketing programs as needed. As clients, we would have two paid accounts. That's right, Diane. So as Kate, she works with her set of clients. She has her own online console calendar. She has her own coaching packages that she sells through there. I have my own console system, my own calendar that I work with. We can schedule clients whenever we want to and don't have to worry about it. And we can communicate with our clients however we want to communicate with them. So it's two separate console systems. And that's right, Diane, as users of Coaches Console, if you also have this kind of scenario, then you would have two Coaches Console systems that you pay for, if you have two distinct businesses like that. Yeah. Lib says, I'm doing life coaching and leadership coaching targeting the public sector. Would like to do this under the same umbrella of Lib Warner Coaching. Yeah, so Lib, that's easy for you. With your console system, when you're setting up the brand, your brand of your business is Lib Warner Coaching. And so let's just pretend that this is Lib Warner Coaching, right? So you would have a menu that says life coaching. And you might even have sub-menus under that. And when somebody clicks on that life coaching menu, they're going to go, let's say this welcome, it doesn't say welcome, but it says life coaching for you, right? And so when people click on that, it'll say, you know, attention, whoever your target market is in there. And it's going to give them some information. You'll offer your free gift to that sector that you're targeting for life coaching. And then you would create a separate menu, Lib, that would be maybe leadership coaching. And when people click on that menu, they'll see a page with a different free gift, perhaps, a different description of who you're serving through your leadership coaching. So you could do that umbrella brand and have different menus, but all of your clients would click log in, whether they're a life coaching client, whether they're a life coaching client or whether they are a leadership coaching client, they would all click the same login and they would all log in to your back-end private client portal that you manage from your one Coaches Console system. So that's how that would work, okay? Zoe says, I have one business with two different markets. So yours would be the same thing, just like I described for Lib. The only time you would have two totally different websites, like Lib's is very similar. It's all about coaching, right? And it's Lib Warner Coaching. That's the umbrella brand. So she can have one website and different menus to serve those different niches. But like us, we have a software program and a coaching program. Those are two different industries altogether. And so we keep them as separate websites and separate brands, although we're about to merge them all together in this coming year. Lib says, so what is my homepage? Your homepage, Lib, could be, you could do it a couple of ways. On just your website, anybody that comes to your website, it could be the power of coaching. And on your website, you can, depending on your the research that you get with your target market, the pain island and the pleasure island, the results and the challenges that your people work with, you might find some commonalities no matter if they're in life coaching or leadership. And you could put a few bullets up for that. And then you could say right on the homepage, if you are, or you could say attention, business owners or whoever you're targeting for leaders, and you could have just 2 segments of kind of an attention line, and you could say, you know, if you are interested in life coaching, click here. So you can learn about bullet, bullet, bullet. And then right below it, down further on the page, you could say, if you're interested in leadership training, and click here if you want to experience bullet, bullet, bullet. So right on the home page would be the director, like you would direct them to where to click. Life coaching, click here and go to that page. Leadership coaching, click here and go to that page. Okay. The other thing that you would do, Lib, is you would create a page. So in your console system, you would create a standalone page that would be for your life coaching. I don't think I have an example set up right now that I could click to show you, but let's just pretend for a moment that this is a standalone page, right? So you could click and you could create a standalone page that's focused all about your leadership training. And this would be your opt-in page for your leadership training that gives them the opt-in report. It gives them the bullets for the results that they're going to get, maybe some of the challenges that they face, why they need this result. And so you would create a standalone opt-in page for your leadership training. Then you would create a separate standalone page, opt-in page for your life coaching. And in all of your marketing, when you're out there marketing to for your life coaching, or you're out there marketing, Lib, for your leadership coaching, depending on who you're talking to when you're out there marketing and networking, you would give them the direct URL. You're not going to give them your website, like libwarnercoaching.com. You won't hand that out when you're marketing and networking. You would instead give them the actual URL to that specific page on your website so that they go right to that page that pertains to them. Okay? Does that make sense, Lib? Does that help? Just give me a quick yes or no, or I have no idea what you're talking about. We can walk through that. All right, Lib's thinking about it. Maybe Lib's typing. So we'll come back to that. But that's how I would create on your homepage, just to be a place that welcomes, welcome to Lib Warner Coaching. Here at Lib Warner Coaching, we help address these results and accomplish these, address these challenges and accomplish these results. And if you're interested in life coaching and experiencing ABC, click here. If you're interested in leadership coaching and experiencing XYZ, click here. And then it sends them to very specific opt-in pages for themselves, okay? So you want to promote, you always want to promote the direct opt-in page for the market that you're targeting, okay? Okay, let's see a couple more questions and scenarios. So Shirley says, I have a business strategy consulting practice as well as a coaching for executives. I've been doing both through one website, but I'm thinking of changing that. So that could be an easy umbrella brand, like you're branding yourself, and it's just 2 different services that you offer under your one brand. That could be very powerful, just like I've been describing to Lib. So you could do the same thing, Shirley. Have one main website for marketing. But again, here's the kicker. You might have one main website where if somebody comes to your website, they can really learn more about you. But when it comes to marketing, you don't market your website. So Shirley, you want to make sure that on that one website, you have one web page that you've created that's an opt-in for your business strategy consulting clients. And then you want to have a separate web page that's an opt-in page for your executives that you coach. And when you're marketing and networking and talking to them, you don't send them to your general website, your general website is just for people that find you online or that want to then go learn more about you, read about your bio, read about your client testimonials, but you promote and you market and you network to the specific opt-in page. Okay, so Shirley, yours is kind of the same scenario. Let's see, a couple more. Shirley also says, my current console homepage is targeting at retiring senior executives where my website talks more broadly about executive coaching. I use the same freebie for both coaching sources. Does that make sense? It makes sense what you said, Shirley. Although I have to, my comment would be that if you're targeting retiring senior executives, those individuals are going to have very specific challenges and very specific needs and desired results that are very different than just general executive coaching. So if you're using the same freebie for both of those, you're not as clear as you could be, and your marketing is not as effective as it could be. Because they're retiring senior executive. My dad just went through this, and what I know is that is very different from executive coaching as far as a free gift, a freebie, the opt-in form is concerned. Because executives in their business have a very different set of results that they want and very different set of challenges that they face. And you can tailor a lot of the wisdom that you know, but you might wrap it up differently and talk about it slightly differently in a free gift that's more targeted to those people in their executive positions. Whereas the retiring executives, very different. So you may want to think about having two separate opt-ins and two separate free gifts for them. Let's see. A couple more comments. I just want to work through these. Wendy says, I guess that's what's challenging about the design of the homepage is the concern is if opt-in audience goes to explore your website, what to put on your homepage. So on the homepage, Wendy, it would be more about kind of what I was talking about earlier. If people are going to go, like you send them to your main opt-in page, so they see that focus. The main focus of that opt-in page is to get them to opt in. Once they opt in and then they start exploring your website, the homepage, that welcome page would be a general statement that kind of the overarching statement of here's who we serve and why. So if you're interested in life coaching, or if you're interested in, if you're a retiring senior executive, click here. If you are on the executive leadership team, click here. And so the homepage is more directing them to where you want them to go, either to an opt-in page or just more about the people that you work with, how you work with them, the results that they get, and some testimonials specific to that. Okay. Diane says, I've got a back-end question about this. Some of these pages appear to be locked at the moment. Is it okay to send a tech request to unlock the products page? So the locked stuff, when you're looking at pages, there are some locked pages. You'll see the little lock here. The lock simply means that when you're on this page, so let's just talk about this 6-week teleclass page, right? Whatever. Whenever you create a page, at the very bottom, you can say, I want this page to be private. Only people that are logged in can see the contents of this page. And when you put a check mark, then you'll see the permissions. And you can choose who exactly do you want to see the contents on this page, that they can see on this page and click on it and see the content. And you can highlight a group, a segment, and click the arrow and say, I want all of my active clients to see this, right? And so they will be added to the list of who has permission to see this page, okay? So that's why you see the locked pages, is it indicates that the permission of that page has been set to be only accessible by the people that have bought something from you, and you've given them permission to access that. Now the products and services page, which looks like this right here, the products and services page, this is a public page, right? So anybody that comes to your website can see this. So if you, Diane, you made the comment that your page, your product pages is locked. Your products and services pages shouldn't be locked. So if you have a page that's locked that you can't unlock, because any pages that you should be able to unlock, you can simply do it like I just showed you. Click on any page in your console system. When you're editing that page, scroll to the bottom and you'll see options. And to unlock it, simply uncheck that page and now it's a public page. Okay, and when you go back, you'll see that it's unlocked. Okay, so if you're having problems with that, then head over to the help desk and let them know specifically the exact title, like whatever page title it has. When you submit that ticket, Diane, tell them that you have that page, it's locked, and you want to make it not locked, and they can help you with that. Okay, or just reset the permission. Perfect. So to follow up with Wendy, talking about what do I make that home page, Wendy says, so I would take the HTML link to the opt-in page and put it into Bitly to make the link shorter and customized. That's exactly right. So let's say that this, attention small business owners, let's say this is the specific opt-in page that we're going to create for this target that we have in our business. Let's say this is one of our niches, and we're creating this standalone page and easily implement this in this report, and we're going to include the opt-in form right on this page, right? Every one of the pages you create in your console system has its own page URL. It's pretty long and convoluted. You'll see it here. You can highlight this and copy this. Now you could copy this and you can paste this, right? If you're sending a series of 3 promotional emails out for people to come and check out your free gift, you could just include this link exactly as it is right in the body of your emails. You can give this link to other people that want to promote this page for you. You can say, here, just send people to this link. You can do that. So you can use this link as is, or what Wendy suggested, there's a program out there called Bitly, B-I-T-Y, or Bittle. I always say Bitly, whatever. And that program, it's a technology, right? And it allows you to take long and convoluted URLs and shorten them up so they're easier to click on, and you can customize them, whatever the URL is called and whatnot. So Wendy, you would copy this and you would plug that in there, make it a shorter link if you wanted to, customize it, and then you would insert that link into any emails that you sent out, or however you communicated that link to the people. Yeah, Bitly. I thought it was Bitly. Yeah, Bitly. Bit.ly is what it is, and it makes them shorter. So we use that sometimes. A lot of times we'll just embed the link into a phrase. So if I'm like, let's say this is, I want to promote this page. So I'm going to highlight this. Let me just highlight this and copy it. So I just highlight Command C because I'm on a Mac, or Control C if you're on a PC. I copied it. And let's say we want to go create a promotional email, right? So I can create that email and get your free report today, whatever. And I can say, hey, first name, because I'm going to send this out to my list, so I want to personalize it. Check this out if you are, and then you list, the different bullet points that they might click here to access your free gift today. And so I could just insert that URL exactly as it is, and they can click right on that link, or I can highlight a phrase and I can insert a hyperlink. So once I've highlighted the phrase, then on the URL field, I can enter that long convoluted email, say okay, and so that phrase is the hyperlink. So more times than not, the approach that we use is we include a phrase that's also, it's usually like an action verb, an action for them, like a direction that we want them to take, instructions. Click here, download this, access this now. So it's some sort of action verb, description, phrase that we highlight, and then we hyperlink that phrase to the URL. So rarely, rarely, rarely would we ever just include the actual URL. We always just hyperlink that to a certain phrase within the content of our emails. And then people, you send this out to the folks on your list, and when they get it, they click on that link, and they're taken to that specific page. That's how we would do it. But you could also use Bitly. Sometimes we use that. Okay. So that, hang on one second. Hang on, let's see if there's some other questions about this before. Oh, Donna says, so what URL should be on your business card then? So Donna, let's just make this specific. You have different, Wendy just said, oh my God, I think I'm finally getting this. Woohoo! If you have any more questions, Wendy, keep typing them in. We want to make sure you fully have this before you get off the call today. So Donna, I want to talk with you. You made the comment, what URL should be on your business card. Type into the webinar, it sounds like you have either different divisions, different businesses, different niches. Like, give me a little scenario. And actually, Donna, I'm going to put you on the spot because this is going to be easier to talk about. So Donna, I'm just going to totally put you on the spot right now. I'm going to unmute you, and we're going to talk about this. So Donna, clear out any kind of background noise because in about 1 second, you're going to be unmuted. All right, Donna, we should be able to hear you. Are you there? You have to unmute your line. If you are maybe you're on your headset, your computer, your phone, make sure you unmute your line as well. But we should be able to hear you. Are you there? Oh man, come on. It says you're unmuted. It says we should be able to hear you. It's not going to work, is it? Oh, there it is. Now we hear you.
All right.
Woohoo! All right, Donna. I see that you just typed in you have an umbrella brand with related but different divisions. So give me an idea. What's the umbrella brand?
Okay, it's called GameChangerThinking.com. And it's been my brand for a long time. I do corporate and educational training in brain training, thinking, learning, creativity, collaboration for companies and academia. So that's the overview brand. And then the two divisions I have underneath it, so to speak, are Legacy Strategy Coaching, and then something new I'm starting, which is a Living Legacy Camp for Boomers. So it's a project dealing specifically with boomers. And I do want to run them separately for the possibility of eventually selling them if there's interest in that, or at least keeping them straight.
Okay. So you're still doing your corporate education training for the companies and the academia, like you're still doing that.
Yes.
You've added in legacy strategy coaching, so you're doing those two things, and now you're adding this living legacy corporate.
Yes, and a lot of the clients are actually the same. They can be the same, but some of them are different, and they need to be marketed to differently as well.
So the umbrella brand is GameChangerThinking.com.
GameChangerThinking.com.
GameChangerThinking.com. The legacy strategy coaching and the living legacy. So with your corporate companies, like that easily enough directing to game changer thinking. The legacy strategy coaching, game changing, like those fit with under that brand beautifully.
Yes.
The living legacy.
Living Legacy is there will actually be an online program for boomers, like a membership site, and then live workshops called Camp for Boomers or Living Legacy Camp for Boomers.
Yeah, those I think are what little you've shared here. Those are just different ways to reach additional people under the legacy strategy coaching. It's just one more offering, one more way that you're reaching more people to help them in that kind of area, and another focused, different area, right?
In a sense, but they're going to be run as separate programs.
Yeah, totally get that. Like we have 3 different programs that we run through our business, totally different programs, totally different scenarios, different challenges that people face, different results that they get, completely different programs, but they're all run through our overarching
Yes,
brand,
that's
right?
right.
It's
Hmm.
ultimately, it all accomplishes that same end result, but it's just different programs. And so we don't change our website. We just
Right.
create standalone sales pages, standalone opt-in pages, and our marketing goes straight to those standalone sales pages or those standalone opt-in pages, depending on who we're talking to.
Right, and that what you just spoke about in the earlier part of the portion of the class today made a lot of sense. But then you said, so my question about what should be on the business card, I suppose it would be the umbrella, unless, for example, on the back of the card, I put something like, if you are interested particularly in legacy strategy coaching, click here, and it would take them to a specific opt-in page for
Yep.
them, and the same with one of the others.
Yeah, you could absolutely do it that way. Now, let me ask you this. How often do you give out your business cards to people about these three, the corporate education training, the legacy strategy, and the living legacy for boomers?
Well, it's still pretty often. I try actually, I have them and people still want them. I don't
Mhm.
offer so much when I show up, but when they want them, I'll give it to them.
Exactly. And so we do the same thing. We have them, they're there. We rarely use them because why? Why do you, what's the point of
Well,
not
because
giving
I'd
them that
rather
one?
have a conversation.
Exactly. So, and
Yes.
that's what we teach. Don't give out your business card. We actually, as strange as this sounds, we actually teach show up to networking events without business cards.
Right. And then I do collect them,
Yeah,
so
exactly.
that I can contact them,
Yep.
but I'm not
So
as
for
good at follow-up as I should be. Yeah.
for business cards, I would just have your gamechangerthinking.com brand. Just let that
Okay,
be the
that's what I
brand.
have right now.
Yep, just let that be the brand and hand that out to people because what you'll know is that for the people that are serious, you'll get their card, you'll get their contact information, you'll know specifically where to direct them or what it's
Hmm.
about. Or you can, one of the things that you could do is you could create business cards. If you're still handing out a lot, you could create business cards. And on the back, you can simply write in gamechangerthinking.com/, um, legacy for boomers. And that's
Hmm.
the specific URL that you're like, hey, go here and here's this free gift. But we always like to be in control of the follow up when it comes to marketing. I never like to give my card to somebody and say, go get your free gift, go to this website. Like you're turning your marketing over to a stranger in that case. So we always like to get their contact information and say, hey, I've got a free gift for you. Could I send this to you? And then I've got their contact information. I opt them into my mailing list because I said it was okay, and I send them my free gift. So I'm the
Hmm.
one in control of the follow up. But it sounds like that's exactly what you do. So if you've got cards, I would just let it be your umbrella brand, knowing that you're going to get the specific information that you need for the right kind of follow up.
Hmm.
Does that
Okay.
help?
Yes, thank you.
Yeah, cool. And then on that homepage, you can have your game changer thinking homepage, but have those standalone um, opt-in pages for each of the three gifts, the free gifts for each of those three programs, so
So
that you're
then would
seeing.
the console link through the coaching particularly, or
Say it again.
the coach's console would link through off of the main website, the linking over to coach's console. I like you said to someone earlier, you'd either have to have separate consoles for different business aspects, or in my case, it would mostly be the legacy strategy coaching.
Yeah, see, if your umbrella brand is Game Changer Thinking, I would brand your console system with Game Changer Thinking.
Really?
Uh-huh. I would brand it with Game Changer Thinking. I would have a menu for your corporate education training that you do. I would have a separate menu for legacy strategy coaching, and I would have a separate menu for living legacy camp for boomers.
Uh-huh.
And you have separate menus that have each specific pages, the opt-in for each of those pages, so that people can get the free gift for each one of those depending on who they are. Because what you said was a lot of them are the same people, so they're going to be interested in one or more or multiple of those. But then there's times where they're different people altogether.
Right. They come in from a different access point.
Yeah, and so when you create, like, let's just say this courage, risks, and rewards in this particular scenario that I've got on the screen. Let's just say this was your um, legacy strategy coaching. Let's just say
Mm-hmm.
that's what this menu is. When somebody clicks here, they're going to read about legacy strategy coaching, and your opt-in form, your free gift will be on this page. You'll have the button for them to opt into that free gift and all that kind of thing. So you'll have this specific page for that legacy strategy coaching opt-in.
Mm-hmm.
And you'll see that that legacy strategy coaching has its own specific URL. So when you're talking to people, you give people that direct URL. They don't go to your home page. You send them
Right.
directly to this
Okay.
page, and then
Right.
they can see and they're like, oh my gosh, this is amazing. Yes, let me register. And then while they're here, they're like, oh, hey, what else is here? And they can also see what else you've got going on. So that's how I would brand your console system with game changer thinking. So that's the logo up here. And then I would have separate menus for corporate education, legacy strategy coaching, living legacy camp, each with their own opt-in page.
Mm-hmm.
And that's all that I would link through the through your website. And then, like, let's just say that this menu is your living legacy camp for, or your legacy strategy, like one of your programs. Here's all the information about that division in your business. This is the opt-in form. Now, with the opt-in form, there's going to be autoresponders set up with that. So the
Mm-hmm.
autoresponders will go to that person who's interested in your legacy strategy coaching.
Mm-hmm.
Those opt-ins, the job of those opt-in autoresponders is to engage them into consuming your free gift and booking a sample session. And then from
Right.
the sample session, that's where you do the enrolling. So I wouldn't have any sales pages linked on your menu, on your website. I would have client comments, I would have your bio, and I would have these three menus with these three opt-in pages. So I think given what you've said here and how this is a great umbrella brand, that's a great example of how I would work with an umbrella brand on one website with three separate menus.
Okay.
Does that
Great.
help?
Thank you. It does. Thank you.
Great. Yeah. Thanks for letting me put you on the spot, and just go with it. Um, okay, I'm going to mute you back. Let me just
Thank you.
get you, hang on one second. Yeah, we'll get you muted. Yep. So thanks for letting me just kind of walk that through with you. A couple more questions that have come up. Robin asked a question. Can you have two groups organized in your console, for example, with two distinctly different divisions? Create a group for each, create two login pages, one for each group, and then restrict the pages they can see. Robin, the answer is yes. So just like we were talking with, I was just showing Donna, she'll have one website. So her game changer thinking would be her logo up here in the upper left. She'll have the three separate menus for the three different opt-in pages, three different free gifts. You could do it that way. Now, when she's marketing, she's not marketing her website. Depending on who she's talking to, she's marketing that direct page, the URL for that direct opt-in page. So you can do it that way. And then the login is exactly that. The login is going to be for that umbrella brand, the game changer thinking. Okay. So the login is for that game changer thinking, for that umbrella brand. When they log in, and let me just show you what it's going to look like when somebody logs in so you see this from their perspective. So when somebody logs in, let me just log in as Helen. Hang on one second. So let's say Helen's one of your clients. Remember that when somebody logs in, your umbrella brand will still be here. Okay, so your umbrella brand is still there. And Robin, what you asked is, can you set up and have the distinction that the different groups only see the private pages they're supposed to see? And the answer is yes, because in your console system, Robin, when you click on website, like I was showing a second ago, when you click on pages, let's say that this is this page called Bootcamp Resources. Let's say, Robin, that this is a page that you only want Group A to be a part of. So when you click on this page and you create this page, whatever you're going to put on that page, you scroll to the bottom. You've got options. You can say this is a private page that only clients that log in can see this content, and then you get to choose who sees this content. And so maybe you only want the people in your business success teleclass to see this content. right? Or maybe there's a specific group and you're like, only the people that are part of this particular group, only they can see what's on this page. Nobody else will even know this page exists. Nobody else will be able to see this. They will have no idea it's even there, except these people that I've just given permission to access this page. So Robin, the thing that I want you to keep in mind is that your login page and your private client portal, once people log in, no matter which group they're a part of, they're going to see the same brand. So that's why you want to have that umbrella brand, even though you may have different distinctions. So like in Donna's example, if she has somebody in her corporate education training log in, they're going to see the umbrella brand of Game Changer Thinking up here, whatever logo Donna has for Game Changer Thinking. However, if somebody from Donna's Legacy Strategy Coaching clients log in, they're going to see GameChangerThinking.com because that's the umbrella brand. And the same with her Living Legacy Camp for Boomers. If she has somebody that's participating in that Living Legacy Camp, when they log in, they're going to see the umbrella brand of Game Changer Thinking in Donna's situation. So that's one of the driving factors, Robin, is and I think Donna too, for any of you, if that's okay, once a client logs in, is if they're okay seeing that umbrella brand, you're perfect. If you're like, nope, like that husband and wife that I was talking about earlier, they're like, no, 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 no. There's no umbrella brand. There's just two different companies. So in that case, they had to have two different console systems, two different websites, so that when his clients logged into his private client website, they saw his brand. And when the wife's clients logged into her website, they saw her brand. So that's how you would accomplish that, Robin. Okay, so let me know if you have any more questions about that, Robin, and you can, kind of let me know that when you flesh that out. Okay. Angelique says, cool, this would probably work to separate my English and French clients. That's another great example. Thank you, Angelique, for that one. So some of the users, they have English-speaking folks, and in this case with Angelique, they have French-speaking clients. So you can do the same thing, Angelique, in your console system. You can set up private pages, like in your contacts. One of the things that you can do in your contacts is, it kind of starts here, is you would create a group, not a contact, but manage groups. And you would say English clients, right? So you would create a group that says English clients. You would then create a group, Angelique, that would say French clients, right? And as you have people opt into your list, or as you have clients, you would assign them depending on, are they English speaking or are they French speaking? And so you could assign them manually. You could set up an opt-in form to automatically assign them to a group. So under website, Angelique, if you create a custom opt-in form, this is what I would recommend to you, Angelique. If you create a custom opt-in form, I would create 2 custom opt-in forms. Let's just say that this one I've already created is the one for your English clients, right? So you might say 3 keys to success, free gift, opt-in. And so you know that everybody that opts into this form is automatically your English-speaking people. And so you just know that because that's what this opt-in form is designed for, that. And then you can duplicate this same opt-in form, but translate everything to French. And so you know everybody that signs in for that free gift and opts into that free gift that's in French, those are your French clients, right? And so now they're automatically assigned to a group because of the opt-in form that they chose. Okay, so I would start, Angelique, I would start with you with that opt-in form. And then there might be some times where you need to assign them yourself to English group or French group. And you can, under contacts, you can add those groups and do it that way. But then when you're creating pages, again, I'll use that bootcamp resource. You've got a resource page that you want it to be private. You simply say, yes, I want this page to be private. And I only want the people in this, let's undo this. I only want the people in this group to access this page because these are my English-speaking clients, right? You can do the same with forms, Angelique, and anybody. If you've got a form, like you could set up all your forms. Let's say you've got a goals form in English. You could set that up for English. And then you'll see the last tab under forms, the form permissions. You can say this is available for private access, and you can go through and you can say, I want this just to be available to, let's see, I got to learn to my English speaking clients. There it are. So add that to the permission. Click that arrow, add them over, and now those people are the ones that have access to that form. So you can do all your forms that way, and then you can duplicate your forms, translate them to French, and only let the people in those groups designated for the French, access those forms. Same with documents. Okay, that's a great way to use it, Angelique. Okay. All right, Wendy just asked a question. Is there something within the console other than the login log, the client log, to do something like this? I feel like it's challenging to do this kind of brainstorming strategies in this section of the console. Wendy, I'm not sure what you're asking. I really want to answer that question, but I'm not sure what you're asking. Actually, Wendy, let me unmute you. I'm going to put you on the spot too. I'm going to unmute you because I really want to find out what you are referring to. So we should be able to hear you, Wendy. Are you there? And
Yep.
again, oh yeah, perfect. I can hear you. So tell me what you mean by that.
All right, so with respect to that particular question, I wrote something above that, and it was talking about productivity standpoint. So if you are working with maybe a couple different VAs and or other people that you're brainstorming with, using something like Asana or Trello or Google Docs, it just might be a little bit more flexible on interacting back and forth with each other, and generating input. And so I didn't know if there was something within the console I'm just not aware of. But then you just also mentioned forms, so maybe there's a form you could do something like that with. I don't know.
So what you're talking about is within your team. You've got different members on your team, and you're managing projects or brainstorming different projects or different things that you're working on.
Or let's say we're even, because I'm going to be doing some hands-on activities with these kinds of different groups. And so what if it's like a group that's doing a hands-on activity together in a sense?
You could use your console for something like that. It's not intended for teamwork management. It's not intended for project management, productivity management. It's intended to work with your clients and your participants and your users. So if I could sit here and I could talk to you about how you could work a private page and put all of your team members in your contacts and put them in a certain group and have a private page with private forms, and you could do it that way, but it's not intended that way, so it's going to be a little convoluted.
All right. So don't worry about that. Just
don't worry about
that.
I would not in your console system. I think you're going to make it harder than it has to be if you try to force your console system. It's doable, but it'll be forced and it won't be fun.
Got it. Okay. So back to the original subject that we were just talking about. So with the scenario, like scroll up, and I have this thing, I said scenario.
Oh, I see the post that you made before that. Oh, wait a minute, where is it? The productivity standpoint? Is that what
No, I'm talking about it's way above that. And so it was kind of reconfirming the scenario of the proper sequence of stuff.
Oh, there we go.
Yeah.
So the scenario, I create an opt-in page on a new page. Yep. So in your website, under pages, you're going to create a new page, and that page is going to be your opt-in page. And on that opt-in page, you're going to have the title of your free gift. You're going to have the bullet points for the challenges they face as to why they want the free gift. You're going to have the bullet points for when they download the free gift, what are they going to get? You might have a graphic of the actual free gift, like a book cover or something like that, of that free gift. And then you're going to have the opt-in form and a button. And that's going to be your opt-in page. Super simple. The more simple opt-in pages are, the better, usually. So you're going to create your opt-in page on your console. You're going to copy whatever, like you're going to say XYZ free gift. I don't know, whatever. However you title the page, you're gonna copy the URL.
Mhm.
If you want to put it in Bitly, you can make it shorter. You don't have to. And then you would create the emails, the communications, the Facebook posts, the tweets, put it on LinkedIn, like wherever you want to put this to tell people about it. You're going to put this URL or the shorter Bitly URL. And then when people click on it, it's going to take them directly to that page so that they can opt in. So that's exactly how that would work.
Okay, and then if I had an affiliate, let's say I was promoting something dimensionally. So if I had an affiliate link within, well, okay, so this would go to this page, which is the opt-in. So then they're in the opt-in mode, and then they go to the
And then from the opt-in, so keep this in mind, from the opt-in, when somebody's on your opt-in page, so I'm just going to use this, let's just pretend like this, here's, let me log out. So let's just call, oh, come on. There we go. Let's just call this our opt-in page, right? So we have our opt-in page. Somebody opts in by entering their name and their email in the form. They're going to start getting autoresponders. The job of the autoresponders is to send them either to, in the one-on-one scenario that we teach and talk about a lot, is to send them to book a sample session. Then you have the sample session, and from the sample session, then you position your offer of your package and they buy. Sometimes the autoresponders of an opt-in will then send you to the sales page.
Yes.
Got that?
Okay. Yes. Yes.
Woohoo!
Yeah, it's just there's lots of little pieces. It's almost like you need to do a mind map if you're doing various kinds of scenarios to break it down, at least in my brain.
Yeah, it is. There's a lot, especially the more savvy you get with your marketing and the different types of things you start marketing, it can get very intricate for sure. It's not just a simple page, opt-in, autoresponder, sample session, book my package. Like it goes way beyond that. So you really do have to get clear in the whole picture before you start creating things.
But you can only use one calendar. You can't really segment that, right?
You've got one calendar, but remember, in your console system, in your calendar, you can begin to categorize like blocks of available time for different kinds of people in different groups, or are they prospects, or are they clients? So you can start to categorize contacts so that only the right people see the right types of available appointments, or you can set up appointments with individual clients or people in a group. So you can begin to work with your calendar to customize it. The thing you cannot do in your coach's console calendar is book 2 appointments in the same slot.
Yeah, that would be difficult to implement, wouldn't it?
Yeah, well, you can't show up to 2 appointments in the same spot.
Exactly.
So you don't get to book 2 appointments in the same spot. That's the only thing your console calendar can't do. And that's why Kate and I, even though we're 2 coaches in the same coaching business, I have my calendar because I want to book my clients whenever I want to book my clients. And Kate wants to book her clients whenever she books her clients. And there might be times where on Mondays at 1 o'clock, we're both going to happen to want to book a coaching session. So we each have our own console system so we can have our own calendar to schedule our appointments no matter when. But, if it doesn't, if you don't need to book 2 appointments in the same slot, then you can use your console calendar. Okay?
Well, this was very, very helpful. Thank you so much.
Great. You are so welcome. I'm going to mute you back. And I've got one more question that I'm going to get in. Zoe, I know we're just a couple minutes over. I'm going to wrap up with this question. And then if we did not get your question answered, because I know this is a hot topic, post it on the Facebook group. And I'll pop in there and keep answering some questions and doing stuff like that. And we can play with this and keep this dialogue going inside the Facebook group. So Zoe's question is, I'm trying to minimize the difference in appearance between my website and my client portal and Coach's Console pages. Is there a way to change the template for my Coach's Console website to match my WordPress theme? Is there a way to change the size of my logo brand on my Coach's Console website? So Zoe, you absolutely can do that. If you already have a website, a WordPress theme set up outside of the Coaches Console, under website, under theme, when you're previewing and customizing your theme, you can upload your image. If your image is smaller or big, it's appearing differently in your console system, you may just need to work with a virtual assistant or a graphic designer to get them to actually change the image size itself. There's a website that you can also go to change your image size, but you can resize your logo pretty easily. You can choose background colors. Like, if my favorite example, and you guys are probably sick of me saying this, but let me go to Val Nelson. So Zoe, Val, this was a website that Val built outside of Coaches Console. And she has it, it's all set up, she loved it, and then she built her console system, and it looks like this. So she used the same exact blue, the same logo. She tweaked her banner so it's slightly different, but you can see here's her existing external website. That's what it looks like. And then here's how she customized her Coaches Console so it's more consistent. So you absolutely can do that, Zoe. And Zoe says, what I want is the image to be centered instead of over to the left. It can be over to the left. I will say that with the theme of this website, the logo is placed in the upper left. That can't be changed, but you can resize it to be a little bigger or longer. So you can resize it, but the logo will be in the upper left. Okay, the graphic is in the upper right. Now, what you could do, Zoe, is you could not upload a logo in your console system. Don't upload a logo. I would not recommend that, because whatever logo you upload here on your Coaches Console website also brands your emails. It also brands your invoices. It also brands your scheduling, your appointment reminders, everything, autoresponders. So I would upload a logo. But, you know, we've had some people that have chosen not to. You could not upload a logo and then just have this banner be your logo, because then you can customize that image to be exactly the way you want it to be. And so you could do it that way. So you can customize using the elements. When you click on website theme preview customize and you're working in that, you can customize your website theme to match and be compatible with your WordPress theme. Okay? All right, so I know there's several other pages that we did not get to. If you do have questions, head over to the Facebook group, post your question there, and myself and my team will keep answering those questions, because I think we've got some great momentum going. Just to wrap up really quickly, what was a favorite frame of yours in this in today's training? What was a takeaway for you? Just type that into the webinar. And by favorite frame, I mean a nugget, a gem, something you're like, whoa, I'm going to take that one with me. Like, that was good. So just type into the webinar box and let me know what was your favorite frame, is what we call them here. So Randy says, Melinda, this was tremendous. I had the idea of using different menus under an umbrella site, however vague it was in my mind. This was very clear. Thank you so much. Yeah, you're so welcome, Randy. Liv says, loving using the specific URLs for the 2 types of niches I have, having 2 opt-ins, etc. Plus, I love your teaching style. Oh, good. I'm glad it works for you, Liv. Wendy says, frickin' pages and auto sequences. Woohoo! Jacqueline says, extra menus. Donna says, valuable gems, separate opt-in pages with own opt-ins. Dawn says, I can separate my different clients. Thomas says, umbrella site. Yeah. If you can, sometimes it's doable. You heard some scenarios where sometimes, no, it's not. We need to have 2 different things here. Joan says the ability to use multiple menus and opt-in forms for multiple target groups. Wendy says opt-in pages. Angelique says, love the ability to separate my French and English clients. Awesome. Yeah, Angelique, I want to see, like, when you do that, post it in the Facebook group. I'd love to see how that works out for you. And Norva says, using different pages for different coaching, leadership, life coaching, etc. Excellent. All right, everybody. Well, thank you for being on today's training. Let me just pop my webcam on real quick so I can say a personal goodbye. There we go. So thank you for being on today's training. It has been a blast here. I know this is kind of a tricky topic, can be kind of convoluted, But I think we went through it, and I believe we created a lot of great momentum. So thank you for being here. Thank you for your time. Thank you for your dedication to the people that you serve and for getting out there. You guys are doing amazing work. Keep going, and we'll see you here for the next Tuesdays at 2 training. All right. Bye for now, everybody.